What's up, y'all? This is Vincent Nadu. I wanted to check out this clip with Nickeil Alexander-Walker on the left and Devin Booker on the right. Devin Booker's in a offensive possession, and we know him as one of the greats when it comes to scoring in basketball. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker plays for the New Orleans Pelicans, and I consider him a very underrated guard. So I just wanted to check out this defensive possession and show probably one of many strategies that we can take away from this. And, as basketball players, if you're watching this, you can actually maybe learn this strategy and apply it when the time is right in a game or in a practice. So hopefully you can become, pretty good at varying how you play defense, right? So let's check out the clip. We'll go slow-mo. And we'll check out Devin Booker's attacking right. We already see that foot is pretty much the start of his acceleration. But I want you to notice the hips, right? The pelvic area, the hips, and how they're going to probably meet at that point right here. Okay? So we clear that. We let the clip play out. We see now there's contact. When we see contact, we know that there might be a deceleration coming. And here's the deceleration. We see that force absorption of that leg right there. Right? We even see a little toe drag if you think about it. So these are two components of a deceleration that might be useful in a game. Over here, we see some hip internal rotation by Alexander Walker. And then we see him pretty much decelerate as well. So he's doing a good job of almost mimicking his hip or his pelvic region to Devin Booker's pelvic region, right? If we look at both of their hips, they're kind of synonymous with each other. So we let the clip play out. Devin Booker goes behind the back, and look at the stance. Wide stance. That back foot becomes now I guess you would call it the propulsive foot, or the foot that initiates possibly an acceleration that way. And then what we also see is both of their hips open back up the same way. They mimic each other. So that strategy of mimicking the hips, it might prove useful as Devin Booker comes back the same way, right? These hips are synonymous with each other. They're pretty much mirroring each other, and I think that's a valuable strategy within the context of this play as Devin Booker tries to go but gets caught help side. So we watch the clip all the way through, and we see hips and then hips, right, into help side. It's a beautiful play. On the defensive end, very tough moves by Devin Booker. So now the question is, how do we train this, in the weight room? Well, to be honest, there's a few ways that you can go about it, and I'll be able to link those videos together with this post. But, the main thing that you got to remember is you're never going to be as specific in your training as you would be in sport. So what I mean by that is, if you want to get better at this, you have to play the game of basketball. It's plain and simple. To get yourself in a situation like this, yes, you can drill it in practice, and yes, you can, add your constraints and your limitations to the practice to simulate this movement. But at the end of the day, basketball is going to be the ultimate randomized trial and error for you to know if this strategy is good for you on defense, or maybe you got to work more on it, right? So I don't believe this makes Nickeil Alexander-Walker first team all defense, but this is something that we can take away from what he did and apply it to our own game, right? So I hope you guys found this helpful. Link to this video will be some things that I think we can do in the weight room to increase the way that we are able to shift our hips, be able to decelerate along with what the offense is doing, and even make a decision quickly and read the offense so that we can react accordingly as well. So I hope you guys found this helpful, and I really appreciate you if you watched the entire video. Thanks.